You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast for Sunday, October 7th, 2018.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
You're not quite, human, are you?
No, sir. I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
What are your prime directives?
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
By your command.
Hey, everybody. It's Sean.
And Josh and Kitty.
Yes, it is.
I'm not your performing monkey. I don't perform when you just point at me.
You usually do.
Well, not today. I'm being contrary today.
Great. This is going to be a very interesting episode. And maybe that's what makes it special.
All right.
We'll go with that. So how's everybody doing? It's been 2 weeks since we recorded together.
It has been. I've been okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. And Kitty?
I'm very tired.
I am as well, and we will talk about that a little bit later. Have you guys had a chance to listen to the solo episode I did last week?
I have not. I've been listening to some weird audiobook series.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that normally when I do a solo Rusted Robot Podcast episode, it's all mopey and stuff.
Yeah, the Sad Sean episodes?
Yeah, this time it wasn't.
Okay.
It was just me driving back from the Sioux, still City NerdCon, and just trying not to die as I was recording while driving, and just giving a running commentary and my scattered thoughts, and just a good time had by all.
So for a short recap, how did it go? How many people were there?
I don't have exact numbers, but
Rough guess.
I know he said he sold, Mike, the organizer, said he sold 350 advance tickets, and when he lost count, there was over 500, and it looked like there was more than that.
Okay.
So they did
that's
good.
That's their first year?
This was the first year.
That's not bad for a first-year con.
First year.
Yeah.
People were lining up at like 11 o'clock, and it didn't start till noon.
Well, there we go. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They stuck you in what appeared to be an electrical room in the basement.
No.
I assume that's not really what it was. Perhaps that was your stage setting?
Oh, that would be good because it's Rusted Robot
Yeah.
booth. But no, what it was is on Queen Street East, he's got like a storefront with a store that I would love to own. It's antiques, it's collectibles, it's records, it's comic books, it's you name it. It's just so eclectic.
Curio.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, like old ancient furniture and signs, and then mid-90s action figures in the card, and Thundercats and He-Man and loose packaging, and all kinds of stuff. Video games. And so behind that is like I guess it used to be like a mechanic shop of some kind, because there's great big bay doors, and it's like a warehouse, and that's where we were.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. So I was in the corner, so we had electricity because Robin and I were going to do a crossover podcast live recording for Space Jam.
Way too busy, right?
It was way too busy and loud, and we were cold.
I don't know what you guys were thinking. Just gonna do crossover podcast in the middle of a convention? Well, that's crazy.
He was expecting maybe there would be a lull. Robin's never really done conventions before, so he doesn't know.
You do have a lull, but that's when you eat.
Yeah, I snacked during the day. It was
also they're not predictable, so you'd have to have the equipment set up and ready on standby at all times.
Exactly, and we didn't. And it was his equipment and his laptop and all that stuff.
Oh, he runs a laptop rig.
He has a laptop, but I just use the iPad.
I use the iPad with Mike. It's a pretty simple setup.
I throw it in the bag and go wherever I want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So overall, though, it was successful. That's the first annual. He's going to do another one next year.
Oh,
I'm
good.
I'm going to be back for it. Maybe you'll come with me.
Maybe.
And maybe we could do a live recording of an episode. Probably not, but you never know.
Maybe.
Because you, sir, have not been on a Rusted Robot crossover Space Jam episode.
I think we attempted one at your party, but then things went terribly, terribly wrong. And that recording was deemed never to be shown to the public.
Right.
We had one here. He came here.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
He sat in the chair that I am sitting in.
I don't think that was a crossover episode. I think he was a special guest on our show.
I think so.
Okay, but it's kind of the same.
Kind of the same, yeah.
It's kind of, but it wasn't labeled as a crossover episode.
If you put a Jetson in the Flintstones, it's a crossover episode.
Point
yeah,
taken.
but this is more like...
You just want to have all the Jetsons.
See, I consider a crossover episode if I put the recording on my feed and he puts the recording on his feed.
That's a crossover episode.
Oh, well, he could have done that.
He could have. I don't think he did, though.
No. I think he just appeared on ours. He guested on ours.
Okay.
Which is weird, and I don't think that people need to know this, but we're going to leave it in anyways because it fills up time.
It does fill up time. You're right.
Yeah.
And speaking of time, Kitty and I had a great time last night. And you say...
This sounds awful.
And you say, pardon me, Sean? What are you talking about? And this is where I say, well, my buddy Renee said, would you like to be my date tomorrow night? And I'm like, what do you mean, buddy? And he's like, for the Jaws Film Fest. I'm like, oh.
Friday night, Fright Night Terrors.
Night Terrors Film Fest Society.
Yeah.
Yes. So, give a bit of a background. There's a guy named Eddie Levike, and he's been running the Night Terrors Film Fest here in Timmins. And this was the 3rd annual, and it comes out every October, I believe. Right? Makes sense?
Yeah.
And horror films and whatnot. And so this year, well, last night was the first night. And
it was so good.
We watched Jaws.
Yes.
Next week, I think, is Lost Boys. Then we have The Thing, and then either Poltergeist or Exorcist. I can't remember which.
It's Poltergeist.
It's Poltergeist for the final Friday? Okay. And it's just $5 a ticket. Are you selling them in your store?
No.
You're not. Because I believe Elfie's has them for sale.
Oh, that's cool.
And normally, when Elfie's is selling something, Jump City is selling something.
Yeah. We know some of the people. Maybe it's because we already have a lot of stuff to sell. It might be there. I'd have to go check, but I don't think so. We have the things for the Northern Ontario Expo
Halloween dance. Right. Okay. So, what happened was this last week, I guess it was, Trish, Bishop's mom, works with Samantha, who is Eddie's either wife, partner, girlfriend. I don't know what it is. I don't know the familial relationships. But Samantha works with Trish, and since Samantha and Eddie are together, she figured we should all connect, and we connected on Facebook, and we're going to try to cross-promote each other, and we're trying to have Eddie on for a special segment of the Rusted Robot Podcast.
Oh, cool.
We almost did last night. I met him for the first time, shook his hand, but he was so busy.
He was very busy.
This is the first time they sold out one of their showings.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was so good.
I'd never seen Jaws on the big screen.
Oh, I've never seen it either, but it's always been a thing I've wanted. Always.
Because it's your favorite movie?
It is my favorite live-action movie.
Okay. Let me think here. Midnight showing. Oh, Renee, who brought me because his wife couldn't go, won the trivia contest.
Oh!
Because they do that with, the radio station.
Yeah,
right?
with the moose.
Yeah, so they picked 3 people from the audience who answered one of the trivia questions. He knew the answer to what the name of the pub was in American Werewolf in London, I think the film was. Uh-huh. And so he went up. They asked a question about...
It's the slaughtered lamb.
The slaughtered lamb,
of you
yes.
Wondering.
Yeah, and then the guy... The MC, I think it was Shane Button. Was that Shane Button?
Yeah, that was Shane Button.
Okay. He asked who these 3 characters were from what film, and Renee knew it was from Fright Night, so he won a $50 gift certificate to Foster Jane's and this lovely T-shirt that he gave me.
Oh, cool.
Yes. So, figured I'd wear it today. It's advertising the Moose radio station.
I like the Moose radio station.
Yeah.
93.1 FM, Timmins, Ontario.
That's right.
Yeah. If you're gonna say it, you gotta give them the full...
Timmins' biggest variety.
I don't know if that's their slogan anymore.
Maybe it's an old T-shirt.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Huh. I don't know. But, yeah, so they did the trivia. They handed out candy. Sparky of Sparky and Guns was there.
Oh, my God, yeah.
This is Sparky.
And Guns.
And you're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast.
His wife was dressed like a shark.
Yeah, she had a shark hoodie on or something.
Yeah, and her friend sitting next to her had one of those things that made her look like she was being eaten by a shark from the waist up.
Oh, is that...
Or waist down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one of those
blanket things?
Like a half snuggie. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Just pulling a quint.
Yes. And Renee and I were in the lineup, and then I saw you and your sister and Sherry, and I think your dad was there.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
And Sonny was there, too. And Julia.
Oh, there you go.
So many people.
So many people. So half of the Rusted Robot crew was there, which was cool, and the Jump City crew, and it was exciting, and it was good. And
also, there's things in HD on a large screen that I've never seen before, even though I've seen Jaws at least 100 times.
And I was thinking about that too. I must have seen it from start to finish, maybe 30 years ago, but in that time I've seen bits and pieces and here and there, so I didn't have the full story. Now I do.
Yeah. So the one night where their lights go out on the boat, in the HD version, you can see the meteor shower that was going on that night. It wasn't...
I did see a red streak.
Yeah, there was a couple of them.
There was, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I thought somebody was pointing a laser flasher on the screen or something.
No. Apparently there was a meteor shower, but it doesn't... You can't see it in any of the...
Right, okay. That makes a lot of sense now.
But then also, there's like a lot of bits of people...
Yeah?
That you don't usually see on the
VHS copies?
Yeah. Like, it's there, you see it from that angle, but because it's dark...
Mm-hmm.
And like kind of grainy.
Yeah.
Now it's high definition.
It was super clear. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And Josh, why do you look so amused?
Because he knows the bits of the people that you see.
Right.
There's a lifeguard where you can see straight up his shorts.
And you can see his naughty bits.
Well, just the one.
Just one of the 2 naughty bits.
One bit.
One of the 3 naughty bits.
Yeah,
okay.
one bit.
one bit. Okay. So yeah, but it was a good time. It was super clear. The house was packed. Everybody seemed to have a good time. We all jumped at the scary parts. Even though you knew when to expect them, and you were scaring your sister.
Oh yeah, I didn't jump, but I made her jump and scream, and it was hilarious.
Yes.
Everybody loved it. Julie was the most entertaining of everybody, because most people had seen Jaws enough that it's not really scary to us anymore.
Yeah, like it wasn't scary, but there was a couple jump scares.
But she was screaming, and oh my gosh, it was excellent.
There was a lot of screaming in the theater. Yeah.
It was great.
It was great. So it's not very often that you get to see a classic film on a big theater screen. So
it was extremely gratifying.
It's definitely worth going to. It was only $5 to get in.
Yeah, it was really worth it.
So
I did have to, we were up till at least 2.
Yeah, because it started about 10 after 12.
Yeah.
And I think we were out of the theater by 2:15.
Yeah, I got home and into bed at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's about right. I don't think I slept after that.
Oh, I was zonked.
So I'm wiped out.
I was so tired that the mirror in my closet didn't make it so I couldn't sleep.
Oh, you have a mirror in your closet that
Very
creeps
afraid
out?
of mirrors.
Oh.
Yesterday when I got home and went to go get my pajamas, I was very freaked out because the less sleep you have, the more susceptible you are to believing in things that aren't real.
Right, that's true.
So I thought my mirror self was going to get me.
Maybe it did. Maybe you are the mirror
Don't
self.
say things like that. It freaks me out really bad. I logically know it can't happen.
Yes.
But it could happen.
It could. What do you think, Josh? You missed the showing?
I did.
You don't care about Jaws? Or you had to watch
I had
the kids?
Children at home. I just can't leave my children. Okay, we're going to the movie theater in the middle of the night. Goodbye.
No, they could come. Mina's seen Jaws.
No, Mina would get very upset at the end.
Mina watches until Quint dies.
But she watches him die.
Yeah, she'll watch him die, and then after he's dead, she goes, that's a good movie, and then she goes to bed.
Okay.
But you can't just leave at that point in the movie.
That's true. You're right. Now, I was watching the film with you, and then Quint was talking about how he was on the Indianapolis, or whatever the ship was called, and the 1,100 guys and only 300 and some survivors. I had just heard that on Hardcore History Addendum.
Yeah, it's real.
I know it was real, because I'd heard it on Hardcore History, but then to hear it in the movie 2 weeks later, I was like, holy crap, and it was almost word for word, so it was pretty cool.
It's
a thing, yeah.
So there's a great movie about it.
Is there?
In the 80s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably called Indianapolis.
I think so.
Okay, I never
pretty much the entire movie is guys in water in the dark.
That sounds awful.
That does sound awful.
Yeah, it's the one guy swims over here to check on these guys. How everything doing? Billy's gone missing. We haven't seen him for a while. Look around.
Yeah.
That sounds too scary, but also like a waste of a movie because it could have been a radio show.
No, it's a really good movie.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds like something we'll have to check out.
So it's not too dark then?
No, there's enough light.
Okay.
Because now that's 2 references to the same event within the last 2 weeks that I've caught, so...
Maybe it means you're going to be eaten by a shark.
I've never been near the ocean, but maybe.
I've been in the ocean.
Maybe the shark's going to come to you.
It's a land shark.
A land shark?
Okay, so enough about that.
It's just a mobster.
So, anyway, just to...
Where's that money, Sean?
That's right. Check out the Facebook page, Night Terrors Film Fest, for all the details. I just put a review on there today and highly recommended it.
It was so good. Are you going to go watch Lost Boys?
I don't like The Lost Boys.
Really?
I don't even know if I've ever actually seen it.
Well, then how can you know if you like it or not? It's a classic of the 80s.
I've seen parts of it, and I don't...
Do you want to sit in our house while Josh and I go watch Lost Boys?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Well, we need somebody to watch the kids.
I'd like to see The Thing, and I don't want to see The Poltergeist or Exorcist or whatever it is.
I'm going to see The Thing.
That's fine.
And I'm going to see Lost Boys.
That's fine. You can go see both.
I have tickets for both of them. I'm not going to see the last one. It might...
I'm
pretty sure it's Poltergeist.
Yeah, I don't do supernatural horror. That's not my thing. That's the only kind of film, besides musicals, that I won't watch.
I just find it really slow and I fall asleep. I know I shouldn't... There's some horror movies that just are not spooky enough for me. Because even when I was watching both The Exorcist and Poltergeist and... what's the one with The Omen? I fell asleep during those when I was a child.
Oh.
So...
That explains your daughter.
No, what's the other one? Shining. I can't stay awake for Shining. I fall asleep through it.
I also have never stayed awake through The Shining, which is crazy because it's like those are all cult classic, very scary movies, and they don't scare me enough. I can't stay awake.
Huh.
Yeah, can't stay awake.
Just
fall asleep.
You've been desensitized.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, I've been watching horror movies since I was way too young to be watching horror movies.
Okay. All right, so transitioning right over, the other night, Thursday, in the US and Canada, CBS All Access and the Space Channel had the first in a series of 4 short treks.
Black alert. Black alert.
It was the Tilly episode, the 15-minute episode titled Runaway. And the Klingons, some of them came over, Karen and Peter, and we had a viewing party at my place. And it was only 15 minutes, and it went by fast, and it was good.
Sounds like fun. Good for you.
It was cinematic, and a good story. I'm sorry you missed it, Josh. I think you could handle 15 minutes of Tilly.
I don't know. I think he would have pulled down your party.
He might have.
Yeah, I have no interest.
For certain things, it's better to just party and have fun and not bring a pooper along.
Oh, no party pooper. Josh the party pooper. So yeah.
He's not for everything, just for that particular thing. You know he hates it. Don't invite him to it. It'll ruin your party.
But it was only 15 minutes long.
Yeah, but then he'd just talk the rest of the time about how bad the new Star Trek is.
Right. Okay, that's true. So it was cool because it was very cinematic. It was a quick episode. There was no filler. It was just a story about Tilly and a stowaway from the planet Zahia. And what else happened? You got to see her without her cadet comm badge thing. And it was because she's a cadet now on the command track. It was pretty much a female story, female characters, female director.
That's all fine. It's just...
Mm-hmm. It was good. I can't really rate it because it's a 15-minute mini episode, but we liked it.
Well, I think you'd need other very short things to compare it to, and I don't think you watch shorts, do you?
Not generally.
Yeah.
But next month is, I think the episode's called Calypso, and it's some new character that we haven't met before. And
so I understand the concept of this.
Yeah. It's just to whet our appetite for January 2019.
Well, it's filler content to expand out the world. It's fine. I enjoy the concept of what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's a neat way of keeping the hype up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we're big fans of shorts.
Yeah.
We like weird, small snippets of movies that don't necessarily explain anything and are just like a little story.
Well, I like that too. I just never see them anywhere.
Yeah. So, like, I understand it. I like the concept. It's something I would recommend that some other shows try to keep the hype up.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Who had done some for the internet.
Ooh,
yes,
actually,
and that was actually a transition I was working towards.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Because it's the premiere weekend of Doctor Who, season 13 or 12 or 11. I don't know, but it's 13th Doctor anyway.
Yeah.
Jodie
So
Whittaker.
there has been a preview out. I didn't get a chance to check it out, so I've been avoiding anything for it.
For Doctor Who.
Yeah. Because, like, I'm already on what they're doing.
Well, they let a lot of it sit too long, and then they advertise a lot of it too much, and there's not enough surprise.
Surprise.
It's nice when you can just watch the Doctor transform and then be surprised by who the new Doctor is and watch how they behave in their becoming of the Doctor.
But they've been hyping it up for the last year and a half?
Well, we've already seen her walk around, talk, have her new clothes, see some of her companions, and I haven't even seen her change yet. So...
Oh.
Like you see you see just the very end transition, and then you sit for 2 years with nothing.
It has been 2 years.
But
right?
then you go, oh, we're gonna put out these things, and look how cool she is. She's cool. Look at her. She's cool. And we're like, you're telling me nothing about the transition of becoming the new Doctor. There's always that phase where we see where the new Doctor's personality comes out.
Yeah, which is the thing that makes you eventually love them and then not want them to die. Because like it's a vicious cycle.
It is.
You have the Doctor. Sometimes you don't super love him in the beginning, and then as it goes on, you love them, and then he dies, and then is a new Doctor, and you're like, I hate this new Doctor because it's not my Doctor, and then you grow to love them, and then they die, and then you hate the new Doctor.
And it starts all over again.
Yeah, so like it's always that way, and I feel like maybe it's because she's a girl that they're just like, we have to amp it up so people don't just hate her, but like everybody always hates the new Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's supposed to be.
They hated Tennant, who's by far the most popular of the Doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is true.
They hated him very much at the beginning because they're like, we just had Eccleston, he just started, why didn't you give him a chance to finish off his run?
It was so good, yeah.
And they're like, oh, here's a new guy.
He was the Queen's favorite Doctor.
Eccleston?
Eccleston.
He's my favorite Doctor, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I love him.
Tennant.
Yeah.
You gotta go Tennant. He's pretty good.
I really like him. I
Of the
also
new
quite
set.
like, I love Tom Baker, and I also love the other curly-haired guy that was in the movie that most people hated.
Paul McGann?
Yes, that's him. I watched that one with my Nana, and I liked it.
No.
Yeah, he's the shortest run of the Doctor.
I know, I really like it.
He's got an hour and a half.
Because it's so short. Also, though, it's like kind of believable to have at least one generation be kind of short. Even though to him he had been around for a while. But they threw in enough things to make it feel right. Like, he goes to a locker to pick things out for his clothes, and it was very much like it has always been, because he pulls out a bunch of things that look like clothes that the old previous Doctors would have worn, and he's like, oh, this is awful. Oh, this is awful. I kind of like that. No, it's not me.
I'm not sure I've ever seen the movie.
It's pretty good.
It's
also...
It's terrible.
I really liked it. Me and my Nana used to watch, and it was good. I liked it.
Well,
they try to Americanize it.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
that part of it is kind of
That's
awful.
never good.
And then, I don't know, the Master, this incarnation of the Master really throws me off.
Yeah.
He's just, you've seen Star Trek,
Yeah.
Voyager?
Yeah.
You know how Tom Paris and Harry Kim are always going to the weird holodeck program?
To see Captain Proton?
Yeah. You know the big evil guy in Captain Proton?
Yeah.
The wizardy guy?
Yeah.
He gives me that kind of vibe.
Oh.
With like the skull cap and the Tweedledee mustache. He gives off that kind of vibe.
Yeah, that's the Master.
Yeah, but
That's a long run on the Master. He was that character for quite some time.
I know, but like he gives off that vibe, but also just pulls it off in a really weird way.
So, yeah.
I don't know. It's really good though. I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance, but
We're just trying to avoid a lot of the trailers and stuff for it because we just want to watch it.
Well, yeah, of course. You know what? I almost forgot. We should wish our Canadian listeners a happy Thanksgiving long weekend.
Oh yeah,
because that's what we're in the middle of right now.
Yes,
we are.
So by the time you listen to this,
they could be listening to it at turkey dinner.
Okay, yeah. So don't forget, you should be playing this during turkey dinner, so the family will be quiet and listen to this instead of argue about politics.
That's right.
That is much
because the Rusted Robot podcast brings families together.
Yeah, and we frown upon reality.
Yes. yes, we do. And speaking of reality, have you heard of my other podcast, The Soul Forge?
Yes.
You have. Well, my buddy Jason, he has helped me co-host the last 2 episodes, and he's been listening to the podcast in reverse order. He's a truck driver, so he's been listening to it not in progression, but in reverse. And he's like...
Is that kind of fun?
He says it is. He's got like 10 or 12 episodes left to get to the beginning. He's like,
oh, yeah?
I've learned so much about you. And I'm like, yeah, probably too much. But
yeah, that's the one thing about that podcast. If you listen to it a lot, it might make things awkward.
It just might. Yes, because I do share a lot of personal information on it.
Particularly in the beginning, I've been told they are just all Lonely Sean episodes.
They are all Lonely Sean episodes. It's true. And did you know that both Rusted Robot and Soulforge podcast are on the ESO Podcast Network?
I did.
You did.
And we're going to be playing a preview right about now.
In a world where podcasters talk about the same old pop culture topics, two heroes must rise to bring forth a new era of podcast entertainment. The Cigar Nerds Podcast. Movie reviews, pop culture debates, news, science, and even beer reviews. We're stranger than Stranger Things and funnier than an evil sewer clown. CigarNerdPodcast.com. We all smoke down here, Georgie.
Yes, and that was awesome.
Yes. Of course, we don't know about it because Sean never tells us which one he's going to put into the show until after the show has been edited.
Because I don't even know until I'm editing.
Yeah, so that sounds like a great show.
It's the flavor of the day.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I really like to comment on the things that we're listening to, but I can't because Sean doesn't do the editing until afterwards.
That's true, and I live a busy life, so I don't always have time to turn on the computer and see what promo I'm going to play next, and blah, 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 blah. But we get to talk about it, and...
But it doesn't matter. So far, every promo sounded like it's going to be a good show that I've listened to so far. So
well, that's right.
Inherently, it must be another good show that's coming up into the thing. So whatever the promo was, I'm going to blindly say that's a good show.
Because they always are.
Exactly.
It's true. That's right. And
I have faith in our fellow podcast people.
You have faith at the heart? Has it been a long road getting from there to here?
Do I have to kick your chair out from underneath you?
You might have to.
But nothing's going to bend or break him.
That's right. Well, that's good. I like it. And speaking of Star Trek, you just snorted. That's hilarious. Awesome. Wow. Do you need to breathe? So I've got 2 or 3 episodes left on my DS9 rewatch that has been going on for about 5 years.
But the show's only 8 seasons.
7 seasons.
7 seasons.
Yes. But I only watch it randomly, and for a while, when I had American Netflix, I could watch it, and then they took it, I couldn't use American Netflix anymore because of whatever, and they didn't have it on the Canada site, but then they did, so then I got to restart it again.
I think that's the worst thing about digital media.
Yeah.
It can be taken from you.
Yes. That's why I always buy physical media.
I agree. I'm always trying to tell people why I like to have the actual copy of the thing, and it's because when it's digital, it can be stolen.
And when the apocalypse happens and there's no more electricity, if you have a generator and a DVD player, you can still watch that
Exactly.
stuff.
You can still watch movies and read
books
and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Although, you can still have books.
Hello, I'm Daniel Peter Hitch, author of the Connected Worlds Chronicles and the Bubbles the Pirate children's book series. You're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
If you have actual books, nothing can take it from you but fire.
Fire. 451 Fahrenheit style.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or just a random house fire.
Or that.
Yeah,
that too.
My point is, I like to have the actual physical copy so I can hold it and it is mine.
Yes. I've tried the whole e-reader thing. I just don't like it.
It does give me a headache to read things regularly on a screen. Because on top of being subscribed to 13 physical comic books, I'm also subscribed to 11 webtoon comics.
Wow.
You're subscribed to 13 comics?
Yeah.
Where do you get them?
I get them from Jump City Comics. It's in the basement of the 101 Mall, 38 Pine Street North, Timmins, Ontario, Canada.
Huh. That's cool.
Where is Timmins, Ontario, Canada?
Oh, I'm not your performing monkey. I'm not going to jump when you say jump. You give me this little finger sign oh, that's your cue. No, I ain't doing that today. That's not today.
What the heck?
I'm not
I didn't slip him his drugs this morning.
Oh, that's what it is. The Rusted Robot Podcast does not endorse drug use at all.
Well, Tylenol's a drug. Sometimes you need it.
Caffeine's a drug.
Okay. All right, we endorse drugs of some kind.
Yeah,
but
only as prescribed by a doctor.
Exactly. Use as recommended and directed.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, let's talk about some trailers.
All right, we'll talk about trailers.
Oh, we can do that? Are you allowing us to talk about trailers?
I'm not gonna not talk about trailers.
Okay. Aren't you sing-songy?
Okay, so let's start with BumbleBee.
I'm Charlie Watson. I'm 18. Today, actually. Is the beetle for sale?
It's yours, kid. Happy birthday.
Oh my god. What are you?
So you have no idea where he came from?
No idea.
Well,
Here's the deal. People can be terrible about things they don't understand. From now on, the only person you can show yourself around is me. Oh, I'm good. No, I'm good, thanks.
There's a war raging on our planet. If this criminal isn't found, that war may find its way here.
Is there anyone that can help you? Do you have a family? Oh, who but me?
They're calling an army.
I've seen firsthand, these things really are.
Bumblebee, there is only one way to end this war. You must protect Earth and its people.
Take it down!
My back, me! This is how we stop them. You've got me. And I'm not going anywhere.
And that looks like an okay trailer.
Compared to all the other Transformers, it looks...
It's a smaller story with like a more, I don't know what kind of scale you'd call it, but more down-home, more intimate.
I kind of like that the story is about the friendship between
the girl and her
the
car.
girl and her car, and it's not like also a love story where this guy's trying to get the cool girl and he's able to do it because he has a robot friend. I like that it's just the two of them being friends, getting out of scrapes together, defending the world.
So the more I look at the trailer, though, it's got a feel of the original Transformers movie trailer in this set, not the cartoon, because that was something completely different.
Oh, yeah. The cartoon, nothing will ever beat the cartoon.
So I was like, there's some beats in here that feel kind of too similar to make me happy.
Like the 2007 film?
Yeah.
With Shia?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this might be too close to that.
But
it was also the best of the movies, though.
True.
So, like, for it to hit the beats of the most popular of the movies, I don't think it's terrible that they're bringing it back to the original, at least. As long as they don't just go, okay, now let's let it devolve into, like, really awful things.
I think it might, though.
Yeah, well, that's how things go sometimes. But then at least they'll have one okay movie, at least two okay movies.
His transformation looks better.
The CGI transformation is so seamless, and it's not all... It just happens.
Yeah, also, it doesn't look like shattered glass anymore.
Yeah, it's more organic, really.
It looks more like the toys.
Right, yes. And I think the CGI has progressed to a point where they can do that. And it's not all about the spectacle anymore.
So, it's a... Alright, I'll give it a chance.
Are we going to go see it in theaters? It comes out this Christmas.
I don't know.
Probably not. It's not enough for me to go into the theater.
No, eh?
In the winter?
In the winter.
When there's also, like...
Cold and
stuff
snow.
we have to buy for people for Christmas?
Yeah, but if you go on a cheapy Tuesday, it's like $6.
I don't know. I could buy a stocking stuffer for $6. We could just watch it at home. It's not Jaws.
No, true, it's not. It's definitely not Jaws.
I might go matinee Cheapy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Might.
I'm going to wait for it to come out on video.
Well, the thing is, I've seen all the Transformers films in the theater. So it's
well, you
almost
can go see
like
it. We're not forbidding you.
No, I know.
You can do what you want.
And I'm not justifying, I'm just saying.
Okay.
All right.
it's a we'll see.
It's a we'll see.
I can't go. I'm busy.
You're busy that day.
I'm busy that day.
That week, that month.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I'm stupidly busy now.
Yeah.
Unless it plays at midnight when I'm giving up sleep to watch the thing, I can't free myself for other things.
Oh.
All right. So, what was the next one?
We also watched Dark Phoenix, which is the next film in the X-Men franchise. Although it doesn't say X-Men Dark Phoenix, it just says Dark Phoenix.
All right. So we're gonna. I don't even think we need to play it.
Yeah, we'll play it right here.
You think you can fix me?
Jean, you are not broken.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
The mind is a fragile thing. Takes only the slightest tap to tip it in the wrong direction.
This is the end.
Charles, what did you do?
I had to keep her stable. I protected her.
From the truth? There's another word for that.
I came looking for answers.
You feel like you don't belong here. You don't. They can't begin to comprehend what you are.
She's changing.
And what?
You didn't come here looking for answers. You came here looking for permission. Jean. She's all rage, pain, and it's all coming out at once. Jean lost control, but she's still our friend. This is your fault, Charles. The world is on the brink. I'm sorry I didn't stop it sooner. You're always sorry, Charles, and there's always a speech, and nobody cares. There's still hope. Don't do this.
They're right to fear me.
I've seen evil. And I'm looking at it now.
And that was the trailer that we just played.
It's terrible.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't like that there's no Hugh Jackman Wolverine cameo because it's the end of the era.
We may not see the cameo. He might have a cameo, but they're not going to put the cameo in the trailer. It's a hey, he's there cameo.
Maybe he filmed it before Logan.
Yeah, and it could be a come in for a day.
Yeah.
Shoot, right?
Could be.
Like in
the first.
First Class.
The First Class, yeah.
Where it's just him in a bar and
I enjoyed
telling him
that.
to F off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, that's a cameo he'll do. Right?
Yeah. Because it's not the big role.
It's a Stan Lee cameo.
That's right. And that's
it's like come in for a day, do one thing, and then go home.
I hope so. I don't see that happening.
But it doesn't matter. This is terrible.
Why?
Oh, a lot of it just looks really weird.
And all the ages of all the characters are so off and different from the original trilogy.
Yeah, and poor... I don't want to say it, but Lovitz looks really weird with no hair.
Who?
Isn't it?
No.
No?
James
okay.
McAvoy?
Well...
Who plays Professor X? Who plays the young version
of
Captain
Picard's
Patrick
that's
Stewart
who he
character?
is. Yeah, he looks very strange with no hair.
Oh, you thought it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I get them mixed up sometimes.
They
look very similar.
You know what's funny? On the last episode that I recorded by myself, I was talking about James McAvoy offering to play a young Captain Picard in the new Picard series, and I was saying I always get him confused with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
First of all, they don't understand what the Dark Phoenix saga is about because they don't have the lore in the movies that they have in the comics, and they're like, "Oh, this is a great story where we can deconstruct her, the goody two-shoes girl, and make her super evil and powerful, and oh, look at that, it's cool visual effects."
Well, it is a cool story.
But the problem is
doing it different.
The problem is they're trying to deconstruct a character they haven't built up yet.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of Jean Grey in the Dark Phoenix saga is at that point she has been the goody two-shoes all the way along.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's the whole Phoenix is not just her being a super powerful mutant, right? Because that's what they did in the last one they were trying to do this, and they're doing it again now. and they did it at the end of the last movie, even though that was 10 years ago in the movie's perspective. And it's like, well, okay, she's the Dark Phoenix, but what is the Phoenix? Oh, she's a super powerful mutant. No, she has the Phoenix Force, and that's a whole other cosmic thing going on, and you don't expand the cosmic universe, and therefore, why are you doing the Dark Phoenix saga?
Yeah.
There are so many other mutant stories that you can do.
You know, I don't really remember how far it went along in the early X-Men cartoon, but they stayed really close to like the original lore.
Yes.
Did they do anything along those lines in the cartoon? Because like right around where it would have happened, I stopped watching it because I was busy.
The Phoenix does come out, and then the Shi'ar Empire does come. I don't know if the Dark Phoenix comes out because I don't remember.
I don't think so, but they could have done it though because they did a really good job.
Oh yeah, they expanded it out quite far.
Yeah, it's probably because it was like a television series, but like they've done a lot of X-Men movies.
There's 7, 8 movies now in the series
of X-Men.
Yeah.
Well, there's the first 3.
Yeah.
Then there's the 3 Wolverines.
Okay.
And then there's the other 3, so that's 9. This is number 10.
So yeah, this is the 10th movie.
That's more than enough to build it up to the same level.
11, 12 if you include Deadpool's.
Right. Yeah, because that's kind of...
Yeah, well, you have to. They're part of the same
They're
universe.
part of the same universe. So, yeah, they've had enough time. But here's the thing. This is the second time doing the Dark Phoenix saga. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole storyline is they want them to be action superheroes.
Yeah.
But what is the story of the X-Men? Is the story of the oppressed group.
Mm-hmm.
How many stories do we actually see that are about the oppressed group in the X-Men?
In the X-Men movies?
Exactly. First one kind of
Part
went
of the
there.
first one, and then...
Part of the third one.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
It's not really the theme it should be.
Yeah.
Because it's all over the map.
It's all about, well, they're going to save the world in this era,
Yeah.
and then they're going to save the world in this era.
And they're always save the world, and... Yeah. I loved the cartoon. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it.
The 1990s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You
was
guys have
amazing.
seen it, right?
Oh, I watched it when it came out live.
Yeah,
of
it was
course.
hella good.
It was hella good. That's not an expression I use, but I will take that one today
Yeah,
and say
but it is
hella
one
good.
of the ones that really stands the test of time.
Just like Iron Man from back in the day. Same way.
Like, Our Children are kind of an exception for, like, you know how when you show when you show our cartoons to the
Them.
current generation,
Mhm.
they're always like, this is dumb.
Because it's not fast enough.
This is bad. And our children generally like a lot of our older cartoons. They loved X-Men and they were watching it all on their own. They had favorite characters.
As they should.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, on to the next trailer.
So, are we going to go see Dark Phoenix?
No.
We're not.
I haven't seen the last 2 X-Men films.
Say what?
I haven't watched them.
Oh, I have them on DVD, Blu-ray.
With
Maybe
the exception,
someday we will humor you.
I think I do.
I saw the last X-Men film that came out.
Yeah.
And
Apocalypse.
I didn't... No. Deadpool.
Okay.
Deadpool 2.
Right, yes.
And then the 3 previous movies I have not watched.
First Class.
No.
No, we saw First
Logan.
Class.
Logan. You haven't seen Logan?
I haven't seen Logan.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, actually, I heard Logan was awesome.
I heard Logan is fantastic.
It is.
I'm not going to watch it.
It's sad.
It's sad, but it's the only thing... It's throwing a buoy on a pile of garbage and keeping it from sinking.
It is the best film in the 10 series franchise.
Actually, I really think it almost should be watched alone. Like, as a separate thing.
It kind of is.
Because it almost just, it doesn't really fit with the rest of them.
Because it's good, actually.
Yeah, it like, the story is so different. Like, the characters are the same.
Yeah, also the story from... Like, I've read about it, and I know about it. But I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
And the story is, Magneto's right. You should have killed all the humans.
Yeah. But, like, so there's a comic series called Old Man Logan.
I know.
And they could not make it that. Which is also apparently really good. Julie raves about it all the time. But because they didn't have the rights to all the characters in it, they couldn't make the movie that, so it is just Logan. But people who I know who have read the comic also enjoyed the movie. So it must be a really good movie.
Yes, but I didn't watch the other ones. And Apocalypse and the one before that I didn't watch.
Yeah, I can't remember what that one's called. Day of the Future Past. Okay, so speaking...
We saw Days of Future Past.
No.
Yes, we did. I think you fell asleep during it, but we watched it.
I don't remember watching it at all.
I have them, so we can do a marathon that we'll never get around to. Okay, speaking of comic book movies, I was having a quick text conversation with Brother Robin from Space Jam Podcast yesterday.
Brother Robin.
Brother Robin, and he said, just watched Venom. So I texted back and said, and he said, it was decent, not Avengers great or epic, but it was good. And I said, do you recommend it in theaters? And he says, I would, yes. And I said, okay, cool. So it was okay. Are we going to go see it?
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Hey, it's Sean breaking into the podcast here. Went and saw Venom last night with Cheryl, and we actually had a really good time at the theater. What can I tell you about the film? It moved pretty quickly. The CGI wasn't bad. The story was funny. There was a lot of humor, laugh out loud parts. It didn't take itself too seriously. Cool Stan Lee cameo. We did not see Tom Holland unless I missed him, but I don't think he was in there. Overall, it's fine. Should you go see it in the theater? I wouldn't recommend against it. It was a good time. People all laughed out loud. There was a little bit too much CGI during the big fight near the end. Too much, maybe. Horrible, not really. It was just, oh wow, this is a gigantic CGI fest. They could have toned it down just a slight bit. I don't know how they would have actually because of the two guys who were fighting, but it was okay. And I'm gonna say I give it probably 7 out of 10 rivets. So. Is it a worthy addition to the Marvel franchise? No, Marvel could have done a better job than Sony did, but still, it's okay. Go see it if you like Venom. And there was a mid-credit sequence where we get to see Carnage, played by Woody Harrelson. It's before he turns into Carnage. He's just some kind of serial killer in a jail cell, but he kind of looked like Sideshow Bob. Other than that, that's it. Go see it. It's fun. And 7 out of 10.
So I don't know Robin's scale for recommendations.
Yeah, me neither, really. He just likes stuff.
Well, he's your brother.
He is.
Like, you should at least know what he likes and what he doesn't.
He likes things similar to me, actually, I think. Yeah, if I really think about it, because he loved Rubber, and I loved Rubber. Have you seen Rubber?
It's about a killer tire.
It's about a killer tire named Robert, who kills people with his telekinetic powers. It's amazingly bad and awesome at the same time.
It's like Slither bad.
Is that one of the trauma films?
I don't know what that means, but...
You don't know what trauma films are?
Oh, I think we've had this discussion. And
I think we have. And you said you were going to look it up.
I don't think it's actually part of them, but it's got a similar feel. It's bad.
Like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes bad?
I would put them on the same shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
It's like Slither. Remember how bad Slither was?
Yeah.
It's bad. But this has like less story elements.
And
it's just a tire that's out to kill people.
And I'm just about due for a rewatch of Rubber, so maybe we'll have a viewing party within the next couple months.
It's really good.
Okay.
So we also saw the trailer for it was the New York Comic Con trailer, I believe, right?
Yes.
Because that's happening right now, New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
We're not there, and we don't have much information, but Ian at work told me there's all kinds of statues being released and stuff, and there's lots of good ones. But are we going to play the trailer? Probably not.
No, we'll just talk about the trailer.
It's Mortal Instruments. No,
Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engines.
Mortal Instruments is a
book series.
Is a YA novel series, and I think they have a
They totally could have done a book or a show or something.
There's a show on it on Netflix.
It's really popular.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was Mortal Engines from producer Peter Jackson of Hobbit and Lord of the Rings fame.
So
it looks very grand.
We saw the
teaser about a year ago.
Yeah, and we thought, okay, it's this
giant rolling cities attacking smaller cities.
Steampunk giant cities are moving around in a desolate thing, and you gotta save your little city type thing.
And now...
And the new trailers come out, and we're like, wait, what? what is going on?
There's an evil steampunk guy with green glowing eyes, and he's here, and I'm like...
And also a different, or possibly same guy named Valentine, who's like a murderer, but also mysterious, and has been there for all of other person's life. Other person is set to be said hero because she is beautiful and strange, but like we're not... is she capable?
I don't think this film knows what it wants to be. It looks like, I'm going to make a prediction, I think they spent maybe $200 million on this thing, and I think worldwide it might make $67 million.
I think it would be nice if in movies where they set up a protagonist, it's like it doesn't happen to guys where they're just like, oh, he's so handsome, and that is why he is our hero.
You're hot, you can save us.
Yeah, I just want them to not say it out loud. Why is that the defining feature of the person going to save them?
Because she's plain, but somehow also extremely beautiful.
Her name is Wicker Basket.
All she had to do was take off her glasses, and then you can see her true beauty.
I know, but it's irritating because the way they have it set up, she looks like, she's tough and endurant, and I don't really know anything about her, but obviously she survived on her own from childhood in this weird, strange world with a murderer after her. So I think that has something more to say to her character than what the actual characters were saying about her.
I'm getting tired as a whole of the young...
Heroine?
The young 19, 20-year-old heroine who's got to right some injustice against all odds. She's super tough and, like... Katniss, Rey, all these freaking YA adaptation characters, Wicker Baskets, all of the Wicker Baskets. I'm tired of them.
Well...
Because what's the motivation? What do we see? Well, we don't see...
I just want them to stop saying dumb things about the character, because I think... Because, having a female heroine is a great idea.
There's going to be a love triangle, because there's got to be a love triangle.
Why is there always a love triangle?
Why is
there any love interest at all sometimes?
I don't know, but there's got to be a love triangle.
Sex sells. Just listen to episode 69 of the Soul Forge podcast.
And part of it is like, we're going to show a young, empowered female.
And, that's good, because we do need... They should just be like, you know what? There's a lot of hero movies...
With dudes?
Let's make this one a girl, but then they should write it the same.
Yeah, but no, it's look how empowered she is. If you're pointing out her empoweredness, you're not making her empowered.
Right.
We just want her to do cool stuff. In the Meg, the scientist lady, she wasn't a very good mom, but she was a great hero.
Yeah.
She was doing stuff.
Yeah, I can't comment on that. I didn't watch the Meg yet.
Oh no?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we did.
She
all right.
She's just very go get 'em. She's like, I'm gonna go do the thing. She does totally leave her daughter in places where she shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's true.
But, we've seen guys do that too, so it's fine. Also, the child is there for the purpose of making you more... People are very upset when there's a child in danger in a movie.
You know what, speaking of that and watching Jaws, if they made Jaws today, that little kid on the little raft would not have been killed. It would have been some dude.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the best things about Jaws, because children never die in horror movies.
Exactly.
Which, I get it, because that is the most upsetting thing. That's the most upsetting thing.
Yes.
But I think that's why I love Jaws so much. They're just like, well, sharks eat people.
And it didn't pull
They
any
do not
punches.
care what age you are.
Yeah.
You're getting eaten.
Because if it was made now, the kid would have survived.
Yeah, but also, just saying, sharks don't eat people on purpose, but, they also don't care what age you are because they think you're a seal.
Right.
So...
Mortal Engines, are we going to see it in theaters?
No.
No.
Like I said, I'm getting tired of this particular mold of heroine because it's not good. Mm-hmm. It's not well thought out. It is a trope fest. Give me a different heroine. I want a strong heroine who's strong because she's actually strong, not because I'm told she's strong.
That makes sense. I could get behind that.
I think you'd like Wonder Woman just because it's written like every other superhero movie.
I liked Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I don't know if you got... Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you got to see it, but I was like, that one's a good
Yes.
one. That's one where they just wrote her as the superhero that she is, and it was good.
So, stop going 19, 20, young teen, love triangle. Give me a woman in her 30s. Give me a woman in her 40s who has Like, she's got the drive to do something. Mm-hmm. Don't make it about her dead kid who she got to get vengeance for.
Yeah.
Because that's another trope we should avoid.
Yeah.
Because that happens way too often. Anytime we get a middle-aged woman who's the hero, her kid's been killed.
Or something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's.
I don't know if Sarah Connor fits that or not, but she did. That was well done.
Yeah, Sarah Connor's a good character.
Yeah.
So is Ripley. So there's a lot of good female characters out there.
It's just weird that they started writing them all a particular way.
Well, because they want the audience of young kids who have the disposable income now.
Formula.
Well, but
we got to stick to the formula. The formula worked once, and therefore it's going to work every time. We'll make billions and billions of dollars. This movie lost money, but we'll make billions and billions of dollars if we just change the one thing slightly.
That's right.
But it's not like Terminator didn't do well. It's not like Aliens didn't do well. How come they don't just go? Well,
Sci-fi doesn't make money.
Oh well.
That's Hollywood belief. Sci-fi doesn't make money,
except when it does.
Except when it does. But then, oh no, that's because we had a big star in the action role. So we'll make another big star action role, slight sci-fi movie. Oh, it didn't work. Well, it's because you made a big star action film rather than
a good movie.
Yeah, working on the
But,
movie.
like,
Because they just try to plug in the formula.
Yeah, but like certain movies, it really doesn't make a difference if it's a boy or a girl doing that. So sometimes they should just throw it in where they're like, this one will be a girl. But they should write it the same. Like, Never-Ending Story.
Ripley was originally written as a boy.
Yeah, see? It doesn't matter. You just swap it out and it cause
make minor changes to the plot, where it's appropriate, and then done.
Yep.
Yeah, but like it's basically the same thing.
Yep.
And I don't understand why they don't just write movies with heroes and then just be like, you know what? There hasn't been a movie with a girl in the lead for a while. This one will be about a girl. Because you can just swap them. It doesn't make a huge difference.
No, it doesn't.
No.
All right. So, is there anything else we should talk about before we close off the podcast? Other than the fact that at the end of the month, I will be going to Thunder Bay for ThunderCon and having a podcast panel.
Ooh, that's exciting.
You should come.
I cannot.
Most especially at the end of the month.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, because Mina will be going down south to Toronto.
Right, for her eye appointment thing?
Yeah, eye therapy.
Right. Okay.
So I must stay here and watch my son.
That's understandable. All right. Well, I guess that's the end of Rusted Robot 218 for the first weekend in October. So thanks for being here. Or thanks for having me in your house, I guess, because I came over.
Yeah.
Yes. So, listeners, if you haven't joined the Facebook group or the Facebook page, please do that. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review in the iTunes store. Check out the Soulforge podcast. Check out all the podcasts on the ESO network. And remember, I know I'm weird, but sometimes it makes you laugh, and that just makes me super happy. This has been another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. You can contact us by emailing therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweeting us at therustedrobot. Visit our website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. And, if you would, please check us out and like us on Facebook. A 5-star review in iTunes is appreciated. The Rusted Robot Podcast was written, produced, scored, edited, engineered, and directed by Sean Vanderloo. Your co-host was Josh Montney. Don't forget to visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and listen to our other show, the Soulforge Podcast. Visit Sean on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Starfleet is a promise. I give my life for you, you give your life for me. And nobody gets left behind.
Aye, Captain.
7 signals appeared across the galaxy.
Discovery was to determine the source and intent of those signals.
Spock needs our help. He had a vision. He called it the Red Angel.
I've seen this angel too. And I had this unmistakable feeling. As if everything was gonna be all right.
I would like to believe in something like that. Something out there that intervenes before all is lost.
Do you like being back in the saddle?
It's an invigorating ride.
If there's anybody down there, I'm not leaving them to die.
We could be walking into a trap.
Something about the
This isn't adding up. Be careful, Captain.
Are you ready to execute this deeply insane plan of yours?
This might hurt a bit.
You are my family. We found ourselves among the stars. We found our strength.
This feels bad.
Discovery could be doing something impossible.
Hold tight.
Oh my god.
As a child, I had the same vision again and again. Now I understand its meaning and where it must lead.
Spock.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.